So let's start the chapter. What is life and how life is formed? Life to biodiversity, life to biodiversity to classification. So why this type of syllabus is given? Why after the life the biodiversity is given? What is life? Life means that the virus, if you start from the virus, it is living as well as non-living. It is living as well as non-living. Okay, so it has the characteristics of living as well as also has the characteristics of the non-living character inside of the particular host body. It able to replicate. So replication or reproduction is one of the character for the living organism. And like the if you starts from the bacteria or monera up to the highest either plant kingdom to animal kingdom, this level the life get very much complex, because we are like the plant, like the animals are multicellular organism with complex structure or complex features. So that is the several character present in life. So life get diversified. It's called as biodiversity. As you know, bio means life, diversity means huge characteristics. That's why we need the classification. So step by step, we'll clear it out. So let's see what are the properties of living organism. What are the properties for living organism? So living organism obviously need growth. So this is one of the character for the living characteristics: reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization, and consciousness. So total 5 point mentioned in your NCERT book regarding the properties, and majority of the question actually asked from this part. So total 5 property discussed in your NCERT. Very carefully remember that and also mark in your NCERT this 5 point. Okay, need not to write anything, just open your NCERT and mark this portion. And you can use the pencil or highlighted pen, highlighter. So that portion is majorly important. So growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization, and consciousness. All of this part you have already studied in your previous classes, like class 11 portion and class 12 portion. So one by one I am coming. So what is what is growth? You know about the growth because we have already studied this portion in class 11, cell division, and also in the class 11 another part like the plant growth portion. Okay, so as the growth here you can see that one cell divide into two cell. Okay, two cell to four cell. So one cell to two cell, two cell to four cell, four cell to eight cell. So this is a kind of division where every time cell number become doubles without any kind of chromosomal configuration changes. So chromosome number remains same in that type of growth. This is occur in case of our body cells. This is called as mitosis. And what happened in case of meiosis, this is applicable for gamete formation. You already studied that portion in the reproduction as well as our class 11 cell division portion. So after meiosis, what happened? One sperm and one ovum fuse together to form the zygote. Okay, so this is the kind of growth usually we seen in case of living organism. But if you take some example, like the rocks, like the mountains, they also have the property of growth, but the growth is not always similar to the living organism. Obviously, they also have some, suppose in the mountains or in the rocks, some particles are deposited and they will begin to grow. So this type of growth is not equal to the growth of the living organism, but growth is also the characteristics, we can say, for the non-living organism also. So remember and mark this point: growth is not a defining property for the living organism. Please mark my word. Growth is not a defining property for living organism, because its growth is also present in case of some of the non-living organism. Okay, so do remember this. Reproduction from your class 12 part, and you know about the reproduction, that there are basically two types of reproduction: sexual reproduction and asexual. So in case of the sexual reproduction, means fusion of the two gametes, like the male gamete and the female gamete, fuse together to form. In case of the asexual reproduction, so there is no fusion of the gamete. There is no fusion of the gametes. Okay, so that is the kind of thing we actually see in case of the living organism. But some examples are given in the NCERT, like this, whatever you are seeing in that presentation, like the mule, like the worker bees, like the infertile bees. So they are living organisms, but they are not able to reproduce. So some exceptions are there, and remember, mark these lines that which is given in your NCERT book: mules, worker bees, and infertile human. They are living object, but they are not capable to reproduce. So these are some exceptions. So we can't say that reproduction is a defining properties. So growth is not a defining properties. Reproduction is not a defining properties. So let's see what is metabolism. You know about the metabolism. What is metabolism? That means metabolism basically divided into catabolism and anabolism. When larger particles or the complex particles are transformed into smaller particles or simple particles. You have studied this portion in biomolecule portion, that it's called as catabolism. That means the division. Suppose you know, in our body, suppose I am talking about the digestion from the digestion absorption chapter, that from our body, in within our muscle cells or within our liver cells, the glycogen is stored, and that glycogen is a polysaccharide. So when that polysaccharide converted into a monosaccharide, we can call this is a catabolism process. So why? Because the complex molecule is transforming into a more simpler molecule by the help of some enzyme. Obviously, for catabolism, it is not necessary the enzyme will be involved, but obviously some enzymes are involved in that process. When you take the polysaccharide substance in the food, and it convert into glucose, amino acids, fatty acid, and glycerol. Okay, so these are the simpler molecules. This is also called as a catabolism. What is anabolism? Anabolism means simpler compound are joined together to form a more complex molecule. So this is called as anabolism. So catabolism means, here you can see more complex molecules are there. These molecules breaks into some smaller molecules. This is called as catabolism process. What is then anabolism? Anabolism means simpler molecules are combined together to form a more complex molecules. So this process we can't see in the non-living object. So remember, this is one of the defining features which only we can see in case of the living organism. So metabolism is a defining property of the living organism. So initially we have seen growth is not a defining property, reproduction is not a defining property, but metabolism is a defining property. So which type of question usually gives in the NEET or any kind of competitive exam? That which of the following property for the living organism. Now, four options will be available. This is one of the major. So, next comes to the cellular organization. So, you have studied that portion in the unit 3 portion, that is the cell biology portion, cell structure and function. You have studied about the like our mitochondria, about our nucleus, about Golgi body, lysosome, these areas. So you know that every single organism started from the monera, very simple prokaryotic type of cell, to multicellular eukaryotic like plant, fungi, and animalia. They all are consist of a particular cell. Okay, so living organism means cell is a cell majorly is a kind of important character that need to be present within the living organism. Without cell, there is no living organism. Okay, so cellular organization also the defining property of the living organism. So growth is not, reproduction is not, metabolism, yes, cellular organization also one of the defining properties. So do you remember this? Now, the consciousness. What is conscious? You know, in case of that, all the living organisms have to interact with the biotic environment and abiotic environment. We have studied that portion in class 12 biology. Okay, so that means we have that kind of sense that we can interact and we have some kind of response against that kind of sense or stimuli. So each and every stimuli we have a kind of response. Plant also have the response against a stimuli. So living organisms are conscious with the that kind of stimuli or sense. So it is the kind of character and defining properties for the living organism. So total 5 points, again I am telling you, total 5 points are given in your NCERT books. Out of that, these two, growth and reproduction, are not the defining properties. Remember this, growth and reproduction, these two are the not defining properties. Remember this. But metabolism, cellular organization, and consciousness, these three are the defining properties. So mark this portion because this is very much important for our upcoming NEET exam. So do remember very carefully. Now, the next part in our syllabus, that is the diversity in living world. So, see that portion, some of our offline students are here. I think I have already discussed that portion with you earlier. So, for the new students, see, the itself the biology term, it's not that comes from the English language. It's not a English language particularly. Even the pronunciation, biology, anthropology, zoology, botany itself, they are coming from actually Greek or Latin word. Initially, the biology, the part of this biology is written in the Greek and the Latin language. So the initial pronunciation of biology is like this: biology, biology. Okay. So what is the meaning? Bio means life, logy means study, and the biology. So it is the study of. It is the study of the life. Okay. So the Lamarck. Remember Lamarck first term this biology. Okay. Aristotle, you know this, although this part is not in your syllabus. Here I am mentioning which part I discussed. It's either in the NCERT or not. Here, this part is not actually within the NCERT. So, who is Aristotle? You know, Aristotle is well known for that. According to him, the life is present in plants and animals. In plants and animals. Okay, so that's why he called as the father of biology. That's why he called as the father of biology. Remember this. So do remember this portion. Aristotle is the father of biology as well as the father of botany. Aristotle is the father of biology as well as the father of father of zoology. Just a mistake. Father of biology and as well as the father of zoology. Do remember this. Very important, but not mentioned in the NCL. Theophrastus. Who is Theophrastus? Theophrastus is the father of botany. And his book, here I have given his book, which is known as Historia Plantrum. His book, which is known as Historia Plantrum. So, what is Historia Plantrum? What is Historia Plantrum? Historia Plantrum means history of plant. Historia Plantrum means history of plant. Remember this. So why, although that book name is also not mentioned in your NCERT book, but why I mentioned that one, I will discuss you that part later. But do remember, Theophrastus work on the plant, and his book is well known for Historia Plantrum, which is history of plants. Theophrastus is known for father of botany. Remember this. So next part is biodiversity. As I discussed, we already studied the portion of bio life. Now the portion of biodiversity, and I think more than me, you know about the biodiversity because already you have covered this portion in your class 12 syllabus. So what is biodiversity? For a small concept, just I tell you. Suppose in my class 60 students are there, okay, and I have take one exam out of 60 marks, and 60 student score 60 different marks. So that means one have scored 1, another student scored 2, another student scored 3, another student scored 4, another student scored 5, like this. So individual student has individual character or individual marks. Okay, I think that thing is clear. So as a teacher, is it possible from my side to remember which student has scored which of the marks? Because 60 student has 60 different characteristics or 60 different marks. So it is not possible for me from my side to remember. So what the technique I will apply? I will group like 1 to 20 one group, 21 to 40 another group, 41 to 60 another group. So I have categorized according to the marks or the rank. So this is benefited for me that I will easily remember because I have to remember only 3 groups, rather 60 character. Okay. So what I am discussing here, that 60 character, this is the diversity. Very sorry, larger character is called as diversity. Diversified means many characters are there. So what is biodiversity? Living world has many characteristics. If you think, so many species of animals, so many species of plant, so many species of monerans, so many species of protista, so many species of fungi, it's not possible to remember. That's why we categorize them under the 5 kingdom classification. That's why. So this is the very important thing. So this is the portion of the biodiversity. Lots of character in our living world. So that is called as a diversity. Okay. So recently in the NEET paper, we have seen that some of the some type of year or figure based question. Figure means I am talking about this type of figure where numerical number are mentions. So these are also important for the needs. So do remember, number of species described is 1.7 to 1.8 million. Number of species which is described is 1.7 to 1.8 million. So this is the figure which is given in your NCERT. So number of species till now which is described is 1.7 to 1.8 million. Okay, I think that one is clear. Please underline that portion. Now, taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Let's see. I think see, taxonomy and systematics, that kind of term usually used under a same heading. What is taxonomy? What is taxonomy? And systematics. Systematics. Taxonomy and systematics. Okay. So see, what is taxonomy? That portion is not like that in NCERT. So see, taxa came from taxa. So what is the meaning of taxa? Taxa means division. Taxa means division. Nomi. Nomi came from nomos. Nomos means rule. So here, what we are doing that by applying some kind of rule, we are dividing the organism. Like example, very well known. This is not on the living world. Like in my class, so many male candidates and so many female candidates are there. So as a taxonomist, how I can say, how I can divide? See, as a taxonomist, I enter in my class and tell you guys that boys and girls separate. So here, what I am doing, I am separating the boys and girls based on their gender or sex. So here, I am applying the rule of gender. So based on one character, but directly separating the two group of organism. Okay, or group of organism. What is systematics? See, systema. What is the meaning of systema? Systema means put together. Put together. So what we will put together? That means the common features. Those features are very much common. Like as a if I am a systematics believer, if I enter in my classes and then I say girls sit one side, boys sit another side. So here I am not directly using to be separated. Here what I am using girls because they have the same gender. So those have the common features. So I am grouping those same features. Boys fit another side. So that means boys have the same kind of features. So those organisms have common features. We can group them. So those are the systematics believer. They are also classify the organism. Those are the taxonomic believer. They also classifying the organism. But what they are doing, suppose see me, I think you can see my video. See this, according to systematics, this is the nose. So both of them, they are doing the same purpose. They are separating. But some of the group of scientists, those are the taxonomist believer, they are dividing it directly by applying some kind of rule. Those are the systematics believer. They are just put the common characteristics in a same place. So that is the same thing they are doing. So let's see. But you know that which of the scientists is known for the father of taxonomy is the Carolus Linnaeus. It's given in your book also. It's given. But Carolus Linnaeus is not the taxonomy believer. He is the systematic believer. But this is done in a particular single heading, that taxonomy and systematics. Okay, so that is the Carolus Linnaeus, you know, and Carolus Linnaeus is well known for the 7-step of hierarchy: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. For this 7 step of hierarchy, and also for the binomial nomenclature. So that's why he is known for the father of taxonomy. So Carolus Linnaeus is well known for the binomial nomenclature and seven-step hierarchy. That's why he is known for father of taxonomy. Okay, do remember this. Now, he writes three books, or although lots of books are important, here I have mentioned only three books, but by mistake, year which I have given here, it's typing error. Just it's not 1935. This year is 1735. Although this is not given, year is not important for your exam, but it's not difficult to remember. Okay, so it's 1735, 1753, and 1758. So it's not 19. Okay. So in the 70, a book is important, but year it's not important. So in the 1735, his book is Systema Naturae. His book is Systema Naturae. Next book, which is known as Species Plantrum. Species Plantrum in the year of 1753. Next, in the 10th edition, in the year of 1758, it's Systema Naturae 10th edition. So this book and that book is very much important. Okay, Species Plantrum and Systema Naturae is very much important for our syllabus, and that two books name also I think given in the NCERT book. So I told you Theophrastus is also important because he is known as the father of botany. And I think you remember that the father of botany, that means Theophrastus, his book is known as Historia Plantrum. And see, that those are the areas like Historia Plantrum, that means history of plant, Species Plantrum, species of plant. So these are the type of question that teachers can give you, because although I know Historia Plantrum is not given in your NCERT book, see, those are the type of question which actually comes. Some of the options which is given, it's for confusing purpose. Okay, so then teachers like may give you Carolus Linnaeus books is known for which of the following books written by the Carolus Linnaeus? Option 1, Historia Plantrum. Option 2, Species Plantrum. And those another two books are from the outside. So you get confused. Remember this. Historia Plantrum, history of plant written by Theophrastus. This is not in our syllabus. But I have mentioned for Species Plantrum because these are the kind of, because this book is known as plant species. Species Plantrum means plant species. Theophrastus, Historia Plantrum, history of plant. So please do remember, and all the other information like the taxonomy related things are discussed in these two books. Okay, one is Historia Plantrum, another is Systema Naturae. In these two books, all the information related to taxonomy are informed. So Systema Naturae by the Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so how we do the taxonomy process? What is the process for taxonomy? Remember, the first process for the basic taxonomy is characterization. So that means if you go into, suppose, Kaziranga National Park, okay, lots of living organisms are there. If you take the plant species, if you take the animal species, if you take the other fungi, if you take protista, if you take like bacteria, lots of species are there. So when you first see them, you have the idea of their character, which is morphologically visible. What is morphologically visible? Here you can see one scientist is seeing the turtles. So turtles have specifically a few features. Thereby you can say this is turtles. Okay, here some of the scientists they see that this is the kind of plants or flower. So that particular flower has some morphological features. Okay, so you first need to do the characterization. So what is characterization? That you will see the object. Suppose this is the one pen. I'll see, okay, this has the following features of pen. Then I can conclude this is pen. Now, black pen, red pen, white pen, this is depend on their character. Okay, so next I have to identify that one. What type of object or living organism is this? Okay, next is the classification. Then I have to put them in a particular category. Is that one belongs to which kingdom Monera? Is that one belongs to kingdom Protista? Is that one belongs to kingdom Fungi? Is that one belongs to the kingdom Plantae? Is that one belongs to kingdom Animalia? So we have to put them into particular phylum, into particular class, into particular family, like that. And the last, we will give them the nomenclature. What is nomenclature? That is their genus name and species name. Thereby, we can particularly identify the organism. So this is the basic process for the taxonomy. So first one is characterization. Remember this, first one is characterization. Second is identification. So first you will see and characterize, then you will identify, then you will classify, and last you will give them the name, that is the genus name and species name. Do remember this, very, very, very important one. Okay. Next, so this is the kind of process. Here I have given so many animals, like the plants, like the animals are there. Then what we need to do, we need to identify. We need to identify which of the following object is this. Now we have to categorize them through the classification process, under which of the kingdom, under which of the class that they will be there. Next, we have to nomenclature. What is the nomenclature? Here you can see I have given some of the picture, and like I am Magnifera indica, I am Apis indica. So that means that is the Magnifera indica, that is the genus name and species name. Genus name and species name. This is the genus name and this is the species name. So genus name and species name we need to give them. So remember this one. Okay. So this is the process where we give the genus name and species name is known as binomial nomenclature. This is known as binomial nomenclature. This is proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. This is proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Remember this thing. Okay, very much important. Okay, so how and which of the organization control this? Like international codes for botanical nomenclature, it is controlled by ICBN. International codes for botanical nomenclature, this is controlled by ICBN. Okay, international codes for zoological nomenclature, this is controlled by ICZN. So sorry, international code for botanical nomenclature, that is ICBN. International codes for zoological nomenclature, this is ICZN. So you need to remember which of the organization controls which of the group. Like botanical, it's related to plant. Like zoological, it's related to animal. Okay, I think you remember this thing is very much easy, but you need to know the full form of ICBN and ICZN. So international codes for botanical nomenclature and international codes for zoological nomenclature. Okay. Now, how we usually do that binomial nomenclature? Here you can see like Homo sapiens lin is given. So if we do, if we type it in the type format, then we have to give the italic format. But if we do it in the handwriting purpose, like the if we do it in the by hand, so everyone handwriting, even for particularly my handwriting, it's like everything is italics. So it's not possible to identify which one is the genus name, which one is the species name, and which one is the common name. So what we usually do, usually we underline separately with the genus name and separately with the species name. So that one is the genus and that was the species. Okay, and in the startup of the genus, we have to give the first letter in the capital format. But for the species name, we don't use any of the capital letter here. So genus name will be separated, species name will be separated. Remember this, genus and species name will be separated. So, and the first letter of the genus name is capital. Okay, so it's usually written in the Latin word. Okay, and in the when we type, it's within the italics, and if we handwrite it will be underlined separately. So that means genus name and species name separately underlined. Okay, so remember this. Okay, and lastly, we have to use the name of the author. That is, for Linnaeus, we use the lean word. I think that one is clear and easy. See, what is taxonomic rank? Taxonomic rank, that means every category, like the kingdom, like the phylum, like the class, order, family, genus, species. So each of the rank is known as taxonomic category. Each of these step is called known as taxonomic category. So kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, each of these known as taxonomic category. Okay, so what is taxonomic hierarchy? This is the taxonomic hierarchy. This 7th step is known as the taxonomic hierarchy. But this is which is given. It's like this one is given by the Carolus Linnaeus, but the modern classification says in 1945 Simpson classification is there, and thereby you need to remember the 21. Okay, here 7 is given. Here you can see on your screen 7 is there: kingdom, phylum, class, family, order, genus, species. So according to the Simpson classification, you have to remember 21 steps, but that is not our syllabus. Some question given not in the NEET, some other exams. So each of the step is known as the taxonomic rank, and the entire is called as the taxonomic hierarchy. So what is taxon? Taxon is if a organism occupy a particular rank, that is called a taxa or taxon. Like the class here, it's some example is given like class Mammalia, phylum like Chordata. So each of them we can say this is the taxon. Each of them is called as taxon. Remember, do remember this. Okay. Now here you can see the total 7 hierarchies there, like kingdom, like phylum, like class, like order, like family, genus, species. So after study 97 chapter for physics, chemistry, and biology, it will be physics, chemistry, and bio. It will be difficult to remember this 7 step. And teacher's favorite question: suppose class is belongs to, class is belongs to. So after studying 97 chapter, it's not possible. So it's part difficult for us to remember the particular sequence or the order. So how we can remember then that KPC of GS? You know that the KFC chicken, and if you know that KFC chicken, that means Carolus Linnaeus invent KFC chicken. Not really. This is the tricks. This is we can use as a tricks, but this is not really okay. So kingdom, phylum, sorry, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So if we remember KPC of GS, because for so many times in different competitive exam, this question is a kind of a hot cake. Okay, that phylum belongs to, that or class belongs to, or order belongs to. So do remember this, that KPC of GS will solve your problem. Okay, it's a required for a particular second. Easily we can remember within a second. So the type of question which will be given, I don't know that one will come in your exam or not, but we can predict, because that is a kind of question maximum given from this 7 step of hierarchy. Somehow you can remember, but it's difficult to maintain the particular order. Just if you remember that KFC chicken, then it will be a very much easy. KPC of GS. So very easy to remember. Remember the type of question. Now, on your left hand side, here you can see one lion is there and one tiger is there. Okay. So my question, all tigers are tigers. So on your screen, three types of tiger looking animals. So first on the left hand side, Royal Bengal tiger, in the middle leopard, on the right hand side cheetah. So they belongs to the big cat family that is known as Felidae. So here I will discuss why taxonomic, why binomial nomenclature is very much important. See, I basically belongs to the Bengal, and in West Bengal, one forest is there which is known as the Duars. In that belt, these leopards are very much common. Okay, so Royal Bengal tiger, you know that it's available in the Sundarban, and cheetah. See, cheetah is actually extinct species from the India. It's not available in India in wild. It's actually available right now in Africa or Kenya, that belt. So in Bengali, in daily newspaper or in the TV media, in Bengali language, this leopard is called as cheetah bag. Bag means tiger. Okay, so if any of the foreign person will come and listen that one, that cheetah bug, he will obviously not understand bug, but cheetah he will understand. So that means he will understand that thing, that cheetah is available in India. So see, due to the language barrier, what we are trying to say, but it's different. So that the thing will meaning different due to the language barrier. Okay, so that is the necessity of the binomial nomenclature or universal scientific name. So, as you know, the scientific name of the Royal Bengal tiger is Panthera tigris. The scientific name of the leopard is Panthera pardus. The scientific name of the cheetah is Acinonyx jubaticus. Okay, see, cheetah scientific name is Acinonyx jubaticus, since it's not Panthera. Panthera tigris tiger, Panthera pardus leopard. Even cheetah not belongs to the genus Panthera, but they are belongs to the family Felidae. So that's why we need the kind of scientific name. If we tell them this is Acinonyx jubaticus, so it will mean that that is the cheetah species. So that's why universally, because in our entire world several languages are there. So one meaning of one language will be the different meaning in different language. So universal common name or binomial nomenclature is very required. So here you can see that for taxonomic category, the which one is given in our syllabus, that species, if we go to the species to the kingdom, here the taxonomic hierarchy in ascending order. Remember this one another very important question. Taxonomic category in ascending order. So species to genus, genus to family, family to order, order to class, class to division, division to kingdom. Very, very much important. This is in the ascending order. Remember this. If descending order, then we will come from the kingdom to phylum level. But this is in the ascending order. So that's why we go from the species level to the kingdom level. So species to kingdom, that is the ascending order. And I think one or two times that question comes in competitive exam, that you have to orient that they have given in haphazard pattern, and or they can give you like which of the following pattern is correct in ascending order. So ascending order will be starts from the species level up to kingdom level. Remember this, and that thing I have taken from the NCERT, and in NCERT that orientation is also given. So please mark that orientation from NCERT. So see, kingdom is animalia. You know this. Kingdom is animalia. Division is chordata. Class is mammalia. Order is primata. Okay. Family is Homidae. Now it comes to the genus is Homo. Species is sapiens. Subspecies is also sapiens. So Homo sapiens sapiens. So if we go to the ascending order, it will start from the species level to the kingdom level. Okay, I think it's clear, and I think the chart is given in your NCERT book. Very, very much important. Remember this. So, see what is species. Species is a group of closely related organisms capable of interbreed to produce the fertile offspring. So, what is species? Species means they are able to interbreed and they will produce the fertile offspring. And it is the lowest category. Remember this. It is the lowest category. Please mark on your NCERT book that species is the lowest category. So, closely related species are capable to reproduce or interbreed, and thereby it can produce the fertile offspring. Okay, so here some of the, I think in NCERT on your right hand side, those the thing I remember that this chart I think given in your NCERT book on the right hand side. Okay, so please mark that one. So here some of the common name is given with their scientific name, like the genus name and species name for mango, for potato. So this is given. Please try to remember whatever the thing is given in the NCERT. So I am not discussing this portion. Okay. So what is taxonomic categories? See, it is the aggregates of closely related species. Okay, so here you can see some of the genus Solanum. Okay, some of the genus Panthera, some of the genus of Felis. So I think that one also given in your NCERT book. So it is the aggregates of closely related species. It is the aggregates of closely related species. Okay, so here are some of the taxonomy categories, like here some of the related genus like the Solanaceae, genus Solanum. So here some of the family is given. Felidae, already I told you, the big cat family. Okay. So some of the related families are given here. I'm not discussing these points because that thing already given in your NCERT book. Nothing need to understand because they are correlated groups. Correlated groups. See what is taxonomic categories with example. How we do this? That here you can see lots of animals are there. So they are belong to the kingdom Animalia. Now one by one we come. Here those are given. They are the phylum Chordata. Here we just eliminate the insects. So all of them belongs to the phylum Chordata. Now they belongs to the class Mammalia. Whatever the picture is given here, it's all uh, now all are here, it's carnivora. Okay, all are carnivora. Now I eliminate all. Here, these family. Now it's genus Panthera. And the last is the species is tigers. So how we do this? This is the actual process that we have to eliminate some character and we have to take some character. If we have to identify the particular tiger, it's better that if you go into a library and you want a biology book, how you will find that you have to eliminate something, because suppose in your school library there is three section, one is art section, one is commerce section, and one is science section. Obviously we, if you have to find out the biology book, you will go to the science library. So here you are eliminating the arts and the commerce library. Okay, commerce section or the library room. Now if you enter into the science library section part, there are so many science book like physics, chemistry, like bio, like math. Now you will go to a particular biology rack. So what you are doing here, you are selecting the biology rack and eliminating math, physics, and chemistry. Okay, so in the biology lab, so many biology books are there from class 5 level up to master degree level. So you need only the NCERT of class 11. So here you are eliminating rest of the book and you are picking the only the NCERT book of class 11 biology. So to identify the proper organism, you need to eliminate some of the characters and you need to take some of the characters. So that is the process of the taxonomy. Okay, is that one clear to all?